Yep.
All right, guys. So remember when I was telling you in the video that we had to take our plants and we're going to be making cuttings with them, because I don't know how long graduation plants are going to make it. And so if I can get cuttings and we can make some cuttings with them, then we can kind of extend the life of our plants. So what I have here is some rooting hormone. So this is the white powder that we use to get our plants to start rooting faster. And one of the things I'm going to need is a bucket to put my clippings in as I'm working. So remember, we go back to cuttings. When we take cuttings, we want to have, about 4 inches long. These are going to be a little shorter, probably about 3 inches, because they're not quite as long as I want them to be. And then I'm going to remove all the leaves except for like 1 or 2, because we want photosynthesis to be happening. I'm going to take all the flowers off because we don't want them to expend energy in flowering. And then I want to make sure they're kept moist. So I have some moist potting soil that we're going to be using, pretty fine textured. Remember all those things we want with it. So what I'm going to do with each one is I'm going to take a clipping. Now these graduation planters need to be clipped anyway, because they're kind of like not as rounded as I would like for them to be. I'm putting a little bit of hormone here. So as I'm going through, I'm going to take my first cutting and I'm going to try to take them below where the leaves are coming off of. And I'm going to, where the node is, I'm going to cut off all my leaves, except like 1 or 2. I'm going to cut off my my flowers, so I'm right about here. I'm going to dip it in the hormone, and then I'm going to stick it in there. I'm going to do the same thing with the petunias. Okay, so I'm cutting off my petunia here, cutting off all the leaves, cutting off everything but 1 or 2 leaves. Got that. I'm going to stick that in the hormone as well. And I'm going to put that in here in the same spot as that I have the verbena. And then I'm going to get the other type that we have here. Cut all these off. The leaves off of these. Cut the flowers off. So I'm right about there. Dip it in the hormone and put it all in the same spot. Then I'm going to press the soil down around each one and I'm going to water this. Now, I'm going to be honest, I've never tried this before. I don't know how well this is going to work because I've never tried to take cuttings from these. Fingers crossed that it works. So we'll see. I'm going to go through and shape them after I get all my cuttings done. I've got to shape all of them. So I'm going to take the phone from Jay so I can show you guys what we're doing. But I got to shape all of these because they're kind of overgrown a little bit. These guys need some water. But yeah, so these are what we're working on this morning. You can see we've got 14 graduation planters and they all need some work. So that's what I'm shooting for. They look beautiful, they're blooming, but we're gonna take the blooms off of them. I'm gonna do some shaping with a couple of my baskets that are a little bit overgrown, and then I'm gonna be doing some shaping with these guys as well, the small planters, to try to get them to be a little bit more compact. Geraniums are all blooming, they look fantastic. I'm probably not gonna do much as far as removing blossoms. The sale, we're gonna open up again, I think on Mother's Day, put another online order out. And I don't wanna take them off because I know what they are now. But you can see the different colors that we have. One of the things that's happened in the greenhouse that I was gonna share with you is a couple weeks ago, we had a really big storm. And can't really see it too well up here. Right here. We lost a panel. We lost this panel. Okay, so the one came out first, and then the other day we lost the other one. They're right here. The metal between the 2 panels is here. So hopefully we can get that fixed. It's warped right now. The whole, like you can see, right here is where the metal was, and it ripped off, and then this whole seam here is warped. So I'm not sure how that's going to get fixed. It needs to get fixed though. So other things I was going to show you. Little ficuses are doing well. We've got new leaves and new growth coming on them. Some of them didn't quite make it, but that's okay. Most of them have. So you can see those. I think that's about it I was going to show you today. So that's what I'm doing today. So I'm gonna be in here a while this morning, working on those. These guys, still not happy. We've got a lot of these, and I know why it's happening. Did some research into this. So whenever we see this happening with geranium leaves, it's caused by stress. Lots of different reasons geraniums can be stressed. They are pretty particular. They like warm weather. They don't like to be really, really wet, and they don't like to be really, really dry. So they're kind of particular, but right now they are not happy about that hole in my ceiling. This table here is right under the hole. This guy is like right under the hole. And you can see that they're all exhibiting that stress. We've had some really cold nights. We've had a couple frosts. And so even though it's 1 or 2 panels, it does make a difference when you're talking about plant stress and how they don't like that cold temperature. So that's why my geraniums are turning red, because they're not happy about that cold temperature that's happening. And this whole table does it too. And that's, I'm thinking, because of the wall here. They get some colder temperatures than they like. You can see lots of stress happening with some of these geraniums. It's been a really chilly spring, so that's why they're doing that, and some of the things they're exhibiting. You can see that one there, showed you the other day. So that's where we are out here. Gonna be working out here today. Got up extra early. It's like 7 o'clock right now. I've been up since about 5, so no rest for the weary. But we're gonna be working on those this morning, and I will be checking back in with you guys later. Today is an odd day, so I will be seeing my odd day classes, or seeing you online. I wish you would check in, just check in and say hi. I've been trying to do some different activities on Schoology. There's a video on there right now, talks about how the coronavirus has been making an impact on some of our farmers, and the citrus industry in particular down in Florida, and the vegetable industry, and how even though we're home and even though we can still grocery shop, the restaurants and schools are closed. And that's one of the biggest industries that supports our farmers to produce foods and everything. So they're really taking a hit on that. And you can see in the article, it talks about how they've been forced to just like let vegetables rot in fields, tilling over crops because there's no demand for it. So the supply and demand of our commodities all over the world has changed so drastically throughout all this. So it's heartbreaking for some of the farmers that are going through this. So hopefully we can get back to some sense of normalcy soon. We'll see how it goes, but hope you are all well. I hope you were all healthy. I haven't heard anything about anybody not being healthy, so I'll keep you all in my prayers and making sure everybody stays healthy, and hope you're dealing with everything okay. If you need anything, please reach out. I know I've sent some messages out and remind about grades. Working with anybody that wants to work with me as far as getting grades made up. So if you're missing anything, and as of right now, all my grades are up to date, let me know. I have had a lot of people ask about FFA participation. And right now, we're going to assume that we're going back on the 18th, and on the 18th, we will deal with FFA participation. In the meantime, we are discussing some things too, so keep an eye out for that as far as what will happen if we don't go back. So we're working on it. We understand, but don't fret right now. Don't fret about anything. We'll work with you. I want to make sure anybody that's missing grades, we can get anything caught up. I've got my Plant ID CD at home, so if you're missing an ID test, let me know. We will work with you to get that made up. So like I said, just reach out by email, by Remind, or by Schoology, and I will get up with you and help you get that together. Take care, and I will see you soon.